Just 6 months ago, I was so far from starting up a new YouTube channel that I was even just about getting ready to take my computer out back and to throw it in the river. As you see, things have changed. What's changed, John? You might ask me. And that's a great question. We can talk about that. We can talk about everything. We will talk about everything. But this first video is pretty much just an introduction to this channel, so I'm afraid you're going to have to wait before learning the enthralling story of my near brush with total Ludditism. So what's this channel all about? Well, before I come to that, I'd like to just give a brief word about myself. I identify as INFJ on the Myers-Briggs personality test. I'm an American living abroad, and my pronouns are the same as they have always been for men since English was a language. I feel like I've already alienated about half my potential audience. Good work, John. Off to a great start, John. And this channel will be dedicated to my interests. So if you are interested in my interests, then this is the channel for you. I like art, philosophy, psychology, theology, music, politics, homesteading. Nice, light, entertaining subjects, you see. The sort of stuff that you can chat about over an afternoon tea if you're an INFJ. So I like seeing what makes people tick. I like seeing what makes the world tick. I like analyzing the geopolitical situation, particularly when it seems like it's about to break out into World War III, as at present. I like trying to uncover the possibilities for our future, the promises that might be confronting us, and also the danger of us declining into a super totalitarian technocratic regime. I like trying to figure out why we're here, why we were born in the first place, the reason that God made human beings to begin with, and the right way for us to live, and also how art fits into all of this. I like mowing my lawn with a scythe, building new kinds of mobile chicken coops, and raising farm animals. But above all, I am passionate about all things to do with the written word. Good literature, reading, editing, self-editing, and above all, writing. What kind of writing, you might ask? The kind with words. Fiction, nonfiction, poetry, you name it. I've been writing since I was in elementary school, despite several attempts to kick the habit. Hi, my name is John, and I'm a writer. But I figure whatever work a man can't have done with must be implicated in some way in his personal destiny. So, by the way, have I introduced myself? Hi, my name is John. It's good to meet you. John's the name and writing's the game, you might say. I'm sure I've made one thing clear at least. It's obviously beyond me to identify the niche of this channel. And really, can't we just do away once and for all with niches? Obnoxious little beasts. I refuse to be subjugated to the tyranny of niches. Join me, comrades. So sorry, no nice little niche that you could try to stuff me into. But I can at least touch on some of the things with which I'm going to be embarking as I set this channel out to sea. Apart from being a writer, I'm also a professional editor, and I have been for some years now. And as such, I've been giving a lot of thought to the question of how a writer should go about editing his own work. It seems to me that there's a lot of confusion about what editing exactly is if you're a writer coming at your own work, and how it might be different from what an editor does when he's coming at somebody else's work. And so I've wanted to try to add some clarity to this. I've developed some strategies that I think might be useful for writers in particular who are attempting to revise their own work. And I'm going to be presenting some videos about these strategies that I've developed over the course of the coming weeks. My goal here is to integrate self-editing more closely with writing itself in order to focus on the things that are so enjoyable and creative in the process of actually writing, and to step away from editing as a kind of neutral or impartial view that a writer simply can't take with regard to his own work. At the beginning, this is going to be aimed particularly at fiction writers, although over the course of time, I hope to produce some material as well for nonfiction writers along the same lines. The goal is to transform editing into an extension of writing. As a consequence of this approach, my work on self-editing will also be very useful to new writers who are simply trying to get started in the process of writing itself. So I hope that all of you who are interested in writing will come and take a look at that. I'm also considering putting out some videos on some of the stuff that I'm writing, as well as some of the stuff that I'm reading, starting perhaps with the novel I recently finished, Zorba the Greek, which struck me very particularly. So let me know what you think of that idea. If that's your cup of tea, then let's have tea. By the way, this is the third version of this first video for this channel that I made, and all told, I think I've probably recorded all of these various versions 10 times each. Well, maybe not each, but enough to classify me as a neurotic. The first version looked completely different than this, and probably made more sense, but it will never see the light of day, so there we are. From here on out, I'm just going to jump straight over my self-abolishing, self-critical tendencies by delegating to you, my cherished yet-to-be audience, the task of critiquing my work and showing me all of the flaws in it, so that I can improve without obsessing. How's that for efficiency? Great! Good introductory video. I think I covered all the bases with this one, and I am confident that anyone who sees this little gem will race to see the next. So let's count this a victory and just move on, shall we? Finally, No, but really, if you made it this far, I want to thank you sincerely for coming with me to the end of this video, and I hope that this video has at least been somewhat entertaining, and that future videos will give you something a little bit more substantial to chew on, maybe. So please do join me for those, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.